Did you know that one of the most curious and underrated heroes of the Silver Age of comics was created by the same minds that brought Captain America to life? The trajectory of The Fly from Archie Comics is a true roller coaster of reinventions, from a colorful and optimistic adventurer to dark reinterpretations that flirt with body horror. Get ready to dive into a journey that spans different decades, narrative styles, and publishers, revealing how this character is much more than just an insect-themed hero. Hey clickers, subscribe with the bell activated, comment what you want to see here, and share the video to support the project. That strengthens the channel a lot. The story of The Fly begins in August 1959 in the comic book Adventures of the Fly #1. Created by Joe Simon and Jack Kirby, the character emerged during a period when publishers were looking to revamp superheroes after the genre's low popularity in the 1950s. His origin was eccentric. The orphan Tommy Troy finds a magic ring that summons Tehran, the king of a race of fly people from another dimension. Tehran grants the boy the power to transform into an adult hero, the Fly, simply by rubbing the ring. His powers included super strength, agility, the ability to climb walls, and even fly with translucent wings. The early adventures carried Kirby's characteristic energy. Strange villains, mixes of crime, science fiction, and fantasy, establishing a light yet creative tone typical of the Silver Age. In the 1960s, with the meteoric rise of Marvel Comics, Archie tried to adapt its heroes to compete. This led to the creation of the Mighty Comics Group imprint. During this period, The Fly's stories began to explore more personal dilemmas, following the trend of humanized superheroes. It was also when the character Kim Brand, Tommy Troy's fiancée, received similar powers and became Fly Girl, his partner in the fight against crime. Another important change was the introduction of the Mighty Crusaders team, where the Fly served alongside heroes like the Shield and the Comet. This phase attempted to emulate the success of the Justice League and the Avengers, albeit with more modest results in terms of impact and sales. In the early 1980s, Archie revitalized its heroes under the Red Circle Comics imprint. Now more mature, Tommy Troy was already working as a lawyer and took on the mantle of the Fly in stories that mixed action, espionage, and darker plots. The magical element of the ring was partially set aside in favor of more scientific explanations, reflecting the search for realism in comics at the time. This version brought the Fly closer to urban heroes like Batman and Daredevil, facing more human and conspiratorial threats, which showed the versatility of the concept. At the turn of the 1990s, DC Comics, through its Impact Comics imprint, licensed Archie's heroes and launched new versions to attract a young audience. In The Fly #1, 1991, the hero was reimagined as Jason Troy, a teenager who inherited the magic ring and began to experience typical youthful conflicts while balancing his life as a superhero. This version was lighter and aimed at new readers, but it kept the character's legacy alive. In the late 2000s, there was another attempt at reinvention. In 2008, during Archie's Red Circle initiative within DC, the Fly returned to the scene but without the expected impact. Contrary to what some believe, the miniseries The Fly Outbreak 2009 does not belong to this Archie character, but rather to the universe of the Fly from the David Cronenberg films, published by IDW. Thus, there is no connection between the Archie hero and this body horror story. The most radical transformation came in 2015, with the launch of the Dark Circle Comics imprint, which sought more modern and adult versions for Archie's heroes. Although characters like the Shield and the Black Hood gained prominence, the proposal for the Fly was much closer to horror. In planned versions, some only in concepts, the hero was reinterpreted as a grotesque curse, where the idea of Fly powers approached psychological and physical terror. Although he did not have a long or continuous series in this phase, it was marked as an example of the character's dark potential in more experimental narratives. Is it worth following the trajectory of the Fly? Without a doubt. For fans of comic book history, he represents a living lesson on the evolution of the genre, from the colorful inventiveness of the Silver Age with Simon and Kirby, through the attempt to imitate Marvel in the 1960s, the more adult approach of the 1980s, the juvenile reboot of the 1990s with DC, to the bolder and darker modern readings of the 21st century. There is no single line of continuity, but rather a mosaic of interpretations that reflect the changes in the industry itself. And you, which version of The Fly sparks your curiosity the most? The classic Optimist by Simon & Kirby? The urban hero of the 1980s? Or the darker reinterpretations of the 21st century? Tell us in the comments. If you enjoyed this dive into such a peculiar character, leave a like, share it with other comic fans, and support our work. Thanks.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards